Okay, so sorry, my phone shut off and then I did a whole nother video. But anyways, I wanted to finish this video. So what God was showing me is that your status on this earth doesn't matter, but it actually it does matter, right? Because Jesus said the least. Oh, why? Whenever I'm trying to post a video now, I can't remember the scripture. The least among you is the greatest, and the greatest among you is the least, right? Something like that. So the least on this earth, you got to think about it the way that this world is set up, right? The richest are the least, right? And the poorest are the most people on this earth are poor, or mid, what is the economic status is, right? There's most of the people live in poor class, lower class, or middle to lower class, right? Most of the people live there. So imagine if you are a rich person, yes, you can help the middle class and the lower middle class, but the only way that you would really be able to help is changing the laws and stuff, if you're in that realm, right? Because if you give away all your money, you're gonna be poorer too. Like, what you gonna do? You can invest in neighborhoods and stuff like that, but you're really gonna need other people's money anyways. But typically when you are rich, right, when you're rich, you don't really care about the needs of lower class and middle class, right? You care about the needs of rich people, right? So you're called to that realm, right? But when you're living, or when you're born in whatever area or realm that you're in, that's the area that you're going to care about. When I think about Moses, right? He was born as a Hebrew, right? He was born, that's why he cared about them, right? That was the only reason why he cared. Even though he was placed, right? God placed him in the palace so he can dibble dabble in both realms, right? But he was born a Hebrew, so he was born to deliver them, right? So the position that you are in on this earth, right, it's not a reflection of who you are spiritually. It's a reflection. Actually, it is a reflection of who you are spiritually. Because if you are born in poverty, that means you are called to a greater realm of people, because there's more people who are poor than there are that are rich, right? So the least is the greatest, and the greatest is the least, y'all. So if you were born in a poor area, that means you are rich in spirit, right? You have a higher calling in your spirit, right? Which, sometimes it could be that a person who is rich, might have a calling for lower, or heart for lower class people. But this is for people that feel like they're missing out, or, underdogs, or feeling less than. No, baby, you are called for a higher purpose. That's all, right? You have status in the spirit. You have greater riches by saving souls, right? Because wherever you're placed in this earth, right? Say, wherever you're placed on this earth, right? That's the position where God has called you, right? So if you're placed in the entertainment industry, right? That's where God is calling you to save souls. There's people that don't watch entertainment stuff like that, right? Like Kim Kardashian and stuff like that. People don't watch stuff like that. People are not interested in that. So maybe God placed you to be in the health or the medical field, right? Or in, whatever, right? In the working on automobiles, right? God might have positioned you there, right? Wherever God has placed you, it's not a reflection of who you are, really. It's just a reflection of the calling and what God has for you to do on this earth. So that's all I wanted to share, because I feel like God is really, really working on a lot of, the systems in this earth and the world and how it's set up today, for us to really get a culture and a system of what He's decided, what He said, and to really get rooted in what He said and His system and His ways and His works, right? Because it's going to be very backwards and twisted from this world, from what we see. And it can really mess up our heads, right, when we're trying to work both realms, right? Because, and I'll talk about with me, right? Me trying to, I can't try to fit in with women my age, right, and what they're doing on this world, right? Trying to do surgery and have a nice body and whatever. Maybe, right? Maybe if God called me to that area, maybe He called me to speak to women who do stuff like that. If I was in that area, right? I'm not downplaying that, whatever it is. Because sometimes a woman who has done cosmetic surgery and stuff like that, God will use her, right? God allowed her to do it, right? So that she can be called to help women in that realm, right? So God has positioned you exactly where you need to be for your calling, is the point of this message, right? It's not a reflection of who you are. It's a reflection of your calling, right? It's a reflection of where God needs you to be, right? For the people that are attached to your name, right? There's people, there's souls attached to your name, to your works and what you do on this earth, right? That's just the way it is. So yeah, don't ever feel, just know, like, your calling is where you are positioned at. There's a reason why you have interest in, cosmetology, you have interest in houses and architecture. There's a reason why, right? There's a reason why you're struggling with poverty, or you're struggling with, addiction. You're struggling with, insecurity. You're struggling with men and dating. You're struggling. There's a reason why sometimes, right? Oh, there's a higher purpose in it. There's always a reason why, but there's a higher purpose in the areas that you're dealing in, right? So I just wanted to share that with you all, and I hope that encourages you, because it sure encourages me. Love you guys, be blessed, y'all. I'm trying to drive and make sure I'm safe at the same time. Love you guys, be blessed. Bye.